Hi guys, and welcome to a new video for Infinity Kingdom. This is Pyakia from Server 49, and I'm going to show you how to build Lightning March from scratch in the early game. And it's totally free to play, but you have to consider buying Jenkins Khan if you are planning to play Lightning as your main March, secondary March, third March. There is no Lightning without Jenkins, but I'm going to show you how to start using the Lightning March in the early game. It will be without Jenkins in the early stages, because Jenkins won't be showing unless it's in the $100 or euros or in your equivalent currency. But first, let me show you a campaign from Huawei App Gallery. It's the same as spending and earning rewards. You can spend or share with your friends and earn rewards together. It's going to be 50% off for your friends, and the rewards will be 1 flower for 1 euro or any equivalent currency, and 10 flowers for 10 euros for any equivalent currency. For every 10 flowers, you will exchange it with 1 euro coupon. These coupons, of course, you can purchase from any game. It will be like a real money, so you don't have to worry about if you are playing multiple games. You don't have to worry that these coupons can be only exchanged during Infinity Kingdom itself. So you can use this coupon from Huawei App Gallery to purchase any other packages from any other game or any other account. This is what I'm going to say, because you can use your coupon from Huawei App Gallery to log in through any other account from Infinity Kingdom and exchange it. As this graph here shows, that 10 flowers equals to 1 coupon, but it will increase after the 100 flower, so it will be decreasing the amount of flowers for the coupons average price. So it will be 150 for 20 coupons, and 500 this is like the half price, 500 flowers for 100 coupon. And of course you can log in here to claim, and this is like the highest amount of flowers. Like, you can get each of these coupons once. You have to put this in mind. And of course, if you still have any questions, you can come and ask the moderators on Discord from Huawei App Gallery. And these rewards here, the worth gift back, having these rewards for free if you spend from this campaign. I will leave you this link in the comment section below. You can go and check it if you don't know how to install Huawei App Gallery or Infinity Kingdom through Huawei App Gallery. You can click on this link here, and it will show you a guide how to install, and this is the link for Discord. So back to our game. We were going to take about Infinity Kingdom's Lightning March free to play. So Lightning March in the early stages will contain elite immortals, like this kind of immortal Midib, because it's very cheap. You can unlock this immortal, maximize its stars. It doesn't need to wish through philosopher stones. Why? Because it will appear in the market. It will appear in the market right here, even if you don't have the immortal. All of the elite immortals and the undergrades will show here without owning the immortal, except the epic immortals. Epic immortals only shows their fragments if you own the immortal. So our main immortal will be William Wallace. Let's talk about William Wallace for a little bit, because this is an immortal that nobody knows his ultimate skill. I was talking about an exclusive artifact, but it doesn't have any exclusive artifacts. It inflicts physical damage, and the damage rate will go to 240% on physical damage, and this is directly ahead like Richard, and it's going to have the silent rate 40%, and this is the same percentage as Richard, but Richard has less damage percentage than William Wallace. Can you imagine that William Wallace here carries Spearman that deals more damage than Shieldman when you unlock their tech, if you are focused on the tech for Spearman, and it has the damage rate more than Richard. So William Wallace will have the silence rate 40%, and this is a huge, and this is like an ultimate skill can be on an epic immortal, not an elite immortal, and you can unlock William Wallace and maximize his stars, I think around 20 to 25,000 soul crystals. I don't know the right amount. I talked about the right amount in an earlier video. So this is a cheap immortal. you can unlock and maximize all the stars without spending a lot. The second immortal here is Abuji. Abuji is an immortal that has the same design like Jinkies, because both of them like have animals in their character design, and also they both of them like having the style of Russian closet, something like this, like living in the snow or living in somewhere cold, and fires one arrow that explodes when it hits its targets, dealing physical damage. The damage factor will be 250% to enemy units within the range, and reducing the magical defense by going to 45% when max stars. This is a huge reduced magical defense if you're having a magical immortal in these lineups. So first we are going to talk about William Wallace next to Abuji, and I really recommend having Medib in this march, because Abuji is going to decrease the magical defense for the enemy units, and Medib deals massive direct damage rate, 250 for an elite immortal. So for the third immortal, you can go for the epic immortals. You can choose any epic immortal that appears in the early game, because all of the epic immortals appeared in the early game, like it might be having Leonidas, Arthur, Richard. I really recommend having Richard if you can get Richard from the monthly login. That monthly login here, let me check the daily sign in. Every month having like one random immortal, Leonidas, Hallard, Richard. If you got Richard early in your server, it will be much effort for your march, having Richard, William Wallace, Abuji, Medib, and of course the Lightning Dragon. This march and this lineup, trust me, you are going to conquer any march in the arena. Early game Earth, even if he has Charles or Alexander, because he won't having Alexander's artifact in the early game, and you are going to replace Abuji with Jinkies when you unlock Jinkies through the packages or the golden pass. If you unlocked the golden pass level 50, or you unlocked the premium pass from here, you will get chest with 30 fragments, and the meditation with $20 you will get additional 30 fragments, so you can get Jinkies and purchase the rest of the shards from the market. So this is for the beginning: Richard, William Wallace, Abuji, Medib, and you can replace Abuji with Jinkies, because Medib will have like so much impact, because Medib is a shadow immortal that shadow element have 25% more bonus damage on all elements except holy marches. And we can replace, if you don't have Medib or you don't want to spend lots of your soul crystals or purple crystals, as some of the players call them, you can use Constance. Constance is a support immortal that dispels all debuffs inflicted on your units. This is a huge buff, because this is the only immortal except Theodora that expels all the debuffs from your march, and of course it has a chance also to increase the crit rate by 25%. Constance is an important immortal. If it was an elite immortal, I was going to use this immortal on my fire march. It's going to increase my Empress Wu by 25% for crit rate, but this is random because it's 2 random troops. If it was 3 random troops, I would definitely use it, because it's 2 random troops. I'm not going to use it in my late game fire march, but in the early game, and early game it's so important because this resilience value here, or resilience rate or resilience value, isn't important in the early game, because it doesn't unlock in the early game for season 1. It appears in season 2. So this march and having 25% crit rate in the early game, it will make you deal critical damage even if you don't have weakness. So this is the march and lineups. You can also replace Constance or Medib for Makizuma if you got Makizuma's shards early game, because early game markets kinda be lucky and You can purchase every immortal that you can face, unless you are super lucky with getting Medib, because Medib is super important immortal for early game and late game. So if you got lucky purchasing Medib in the early game, of course use Medib. But if you didn't got lucky, you can use Makizuma or Constance. I hope I cleared everything for you. Sorry, this is not Constance. If I cleared everything for you, I hope you put a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.